Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 11.3.5 and the Germany campaign. And where we left off, we'd invaded the Soviet Union and we've been forced back, and I'd had a bit of a rant. What I've done is I've gone back in time and I have restarted and played Germany up to just before the invasion of the Soviet Union. Now, the only real difference in the timeline is that we haven't quite got as many countries as we did before, but we are at 50% of victory provinces via mostly peaceful conquest. We've still taken the Middle East. We were not able to take Norway, however, which is somewhat of a shame, but Italy are going absolute ham in this part of the world, absolutely destroying things. And it's a funny situation because they're destroying things down there. They've already taken this area, although the Brits apparently are landing in this part of the world, which is somewhat interesting. But yeah, it's very interesting to really learn about all of that. Now, we are sinking convoys left, right, and centre, and I've put a lot more effort into our army and our air force build-up. So we are absolutely owning things. Now, we have on the Eastern Front altogether, excluding about 150,000 in the Middle East, we've got about just over 2 million men in the field, and we have Finland in the Axis as well, which is going to help us no end because we've effectively got a free front ability now into this part of the world. And once Iraq joins us, my thinking will be, hopefully, because yeah, we've gone back into areas where we have some supply and things. My thinking will be, once we get Iraq into our faction, although there are some, there are some units in this part of the world that could be fun to take out. Let's do that first. But once we get Iraq to join us and kind of join the faction, it'll be very interesting to see what we can do in this part of the world, because at the moment, Turkey don't have the largest army in the world in this part of the thing. I would imagine it's because a lot of their units are over here, facing down Iraq. So we don't want to get them involved in the war until Iraq is fully sorted. But I want to talk you through the order of battle and the kind of way our economy looks. So we are losing a little bit in oil, but that's because a large amount is being converted into fuel at the moment. We've got a fairly large stockpile of fuel. Now, we are positive on money, and we are positive on rares. Now, our rares position now, we're making about 250 odd a month, which is a lot better than what we were doing previously. However, that is going to drop substantially by the time that the war begins, because we'll be losing all of that traded for. So we will be in deficit. We've got a bit of a stockpile built up. Now, the key thing really from a production standpoint is that we're continuing to build rares. We've got some radars and things that are finishing up. We've also built a little bit of infrastructure in the Far East. So we've done a little bit more on kind of our basis of production. And we've built up a slightly larger army with a much larger air force. So there is a very quick way that I can show this. So if we go along to... I've already got that tech, actually. How many planes do we have? We can use... Yeah, we can use this to show it off. So if we go along to here... So as you can see, we have... 140 air interceptors if we include like the named dudes. We've got 18 close air support, along with 12 fighter bombers, so 30 of kind of our support units. Then we've got 20 light bombers, and we've got 14 medium bombers. So we've got and 7 twin engine fighters. So this is a much better naval situation. We've got over 200 air units of different types, which should help us a lot better against the Soviet Union, because we were getting breaks. A lot of it was driven by our air power issues. Now, from an army perspective, we have our Army Group North and our Army Group South. Now, we've also got a further 421,000 in this part of the world, and I've sent the majority of our mountain units that we have around here. So some of these units, so this is a spawned order of battle, and then this one here, so this one here to include, yeah, so all of these units, sorry, are all ones that we've got from our mountain forces. Now, we've got a fair amount of mountain units here. We've also got some SS mountain units, and we've got some of our more kind of fancy divisions up here. Now, what we'll be doing with these is we'll be trying to push through into the Soviet Union from this area once we get to about here, probably. Now, we did lose our naval or our parachute landing troops, so we're going to need to be a little bit careful, and I think it depends how we want to push through. So, division kind of setup-wise, we've got von Rundstedt, and we have the 3rd Army under von Hubenicki. We have the 6th Army under von Manstein, and we have the 4th Army under Model. So we've got a relatively good mix of armies there. Then in the south, we have the 8th Army under Brandenberger. We have Hropner, who has the 10th Army. And we have Hauder, who has the 2nd Panzergruppe. And we have Panzergruppe Kleist under von Kleist, who I've actually positioned in Romania this time because we're going to try and push out from here. And we've got some relatively good terrain in this part of the world that we can push into. And my hope is that I can kind of beeline with these units, match them here, and surround a rather large pocket in this part of the world and make sure that they don't get settled in Lvov. So that'll be the game plan. Now, the war is about to begin, I believe, in this part of the world. And we just had a stupid break occur, which is annoying. And you're very slow. We could send... yeah, we just got a little rebellion over here that we're trying desperately to deal with. And we could punish the enemy, but we're not going to do that because it is too harsh. And yeah, we are just waiting for the ability to announce war, which I think comes on like the 20th or the 22nd. Sure, Soviets. We'll keep trading with you. We want to be bestest friends. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they will just not give up. We could send this cav unit over. Ah, you know what? We will do that. Let's send them round. It's not the end of the world. It's what they're there for. Now, in the west, we do have about... yeah, how many troops is it? About 500k all in total. Which is, hey, not bad. And we've got a fair amount of garrison units all set up all across the coastline. We've got pretty much every single province past, bar a little spot here, with at least one division in. We've got another little gap there, but, you know, we've got some gaps down here, but, you know, they're relatively small. You know, most of our gaps are kind of as expected, or where we would want them to be. Now, what I would say is we don't really have much to force them back in the event that things don't go to plan. Okay. And I am building up a little bit on supplies at the moment, just in readiness for when the hammer blow is going to come. And yeah, I can see that we are slowly getting a little bit of a victory here. Okay, Operation Barbarossa. Okay, so we have the Slovakian group, recruitment of foreign SS units. So we gain 50 manpower, which will definitely be helpful. We only lose 500 supplies for that, so that's good. And what we're going to do so the old guard, I don't mind there. You're fine. You're okay. And Catlos. Let's get him and let's move them over here. And then we have Destiny. So until the 20th of October. So about 4 months. Positive national manpower. Okay, perfect. Now, I would imagine that the Soviets, yeah, they're only at war with Germany and Slovakia, which is good. Now, what we're going to start to do is we're going to throw up a pretty large air defense. With a particular emphasis kind of put on our forward areas. Let's really dominate the skies and destroy as many planes as we can. And then what we'll do is we'll have air intercept in our own lands. And we will keep some of our units in reserve. And then we'll have Mr. Hartman push out there. Right, let's have the Italian bomber groups. Let's have them attack here. And then let's have these fine gentlemen support our spearhead push into this part of the world here. I don't need to call on my twin engines at the moment. Let's do a little bit of air intercept into this part of the world. And push that air superiority mission as much as possible, please. And got this lovely fine gentleman here. And we're going to do a joint ground attack in both of those provinces with these guys. And, yes, I nearly forgot these guys around here. So let's take these. So where's bad? Yep, so there's quite bad. Let's do that there. And support with that there as well. Right, now these guys are only facing plains. Okay, good, good. And you guys, so forest, forest, plains. So let's try and knock down the rotten structure over here. And let's try and do a little bit of an air intercept work in this part of the world. And then these light bombers, let's do a ground attack on these two. And let's do an air superiority over here just to keep it really straightforward and simple. Right, then with our attacks, let's push with you there. Let's push with you 5 there. Perfect. Right. Then let's take these divisions. And let's take these guys down there. And then let's take this Panzer Corps. Attack there. You can form up with this unit here. We can put that back into our manpower pool. And then all of you can attack there. You can attack there. We'll leave him behind. And then let's take all of these units. Good. And push there. Push here. Let's get a little support attack going there. Okay, that's fine by me. Okay, so you, to include all of these units, going to attack there. We're going to take that motorized division. And we're going to attack like so. And then all of these divisions are going to head into this forest region here. And then all of these units are going to go there. And then all of these units are going to go there. Do a support attack with you, support attack with you, and then you, and you are all going to move south. Perfect. I'm liking this. We've got a good mix of divisions and of attacks. So, all of our air assets are in place. Let's just lend a little bit of a helping hand. So, we do have a little bit of early air combat. And we are smashing their planes. Good. Some nice early victories. And that is along with a few positive attacks across the front. Nothing absolutely horrendous yet. Okay, we're getting some nice easy victories for the motherland and the Carpathian Army Group. Thank you, Hungary. Well done. So, the Carpathian Army Group. Now, we probably want to connect you into there. And then you fine gentlemen want to move up as well. And Army Group Romania. So, 10,000 supplies. Thank you, Romania. And we want to attach this into here. So, that raises us quite substantially if we then attach you to Army Group Romania as well. Now we're at 3 million men. That's not bad. Right, so there are some commanders that we need to put in place. And I'm not too bothered about who we give commanding roles over here to. I see a lot of filthy commanders. Let's just give them the best that we can, really. This is a nice little mix that we've got going on. I feel like we're in a better place against what we were doing last time. I do also have the max kind of performance of our units unlocked. So what I mean by that is we've got max strength. So part of the reason why we have less manpower this time round is we have a proper build-up. These guys to protect the flanks. Okay, and I'm expecting the adverse kind of leadership modifier to come along pretty soon. So we've won the battle at Karlvalja, Soga, Palanga, Lomza. Perfect. Augusto. Down to 15, so I can see the negative impacts already. We've got one more infantry division that we've got laid out. I'm kind of tempted to put it down here. So let's give it a commander. And attach it to the third here. Take a bit of time to reinforce. Now, Von Foma's not in the fray at the moment. He's one of my strongest divisions, and once he gets a mechanized group, then it's going to help even more. And I can see a little victory has already come about over here in this part of the world. Hoff is making slow but steady progress. It's day 1, and we've already moved on up. Already making substantial... God, I wish that this unit would break. That single Dutch partisan unit is an absolute bastard. Where's that battle? Lipyatja. So, that's not bad. Now, we're only at 6 to reinforce, so that's a good sign. We need to stay on top of that, though. Let us try and push forwards now down here. And I can see a little bit of a victory in there. Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna... Oh, being counterattacked. So we've won the battle at Silvaki. Lovely. Now, what I'm thinking we do is we start a general bit of a push, because we're less bothered about some of these areas and more bothered about trying to effectively move our tanks and things through the terrain. Little counterattack from Shao. Let's just support attack there as well and really build that out. Our tanks and things moving on up. Keep it moving. 59 on reinforcement now, so up to 16. Right, we won the battle at Tilsit. And then we're at Razanai. Okay, so if for some reason we wanted to push like this, okay, perfect. So let's take, yeah, you there, and then let's move all of the panzers through the Marienapple Gap. Including the motorized, and then leave the infantry behind. Now, what would be really good is if we could push that little spot there. This is also a good little move. And they're trying. Right. Now what we can do is we can send some of the faster units there, and then we can keep this push going, because this is pretty much undefended. There we go, so we've already made it over the river there. Let's use the forest here as a bit of a smacking kind of post. And yeah, let's get them out of Lvov. We don't want to give them any chance to reinforce Lvov like they did last time, because that slowed down our advance massively. Let's clean that. Move you on up. And I'm thinking a nice little joint push. Ah, there we go. That's good. Okay, this is already better progress than last time. Already much favourable. And the motor, whatever it's called, something or other. Now, I don't suppose you guys, with your slightly slower divisions, would fancy a little bit of a push over here, would you? Because if you would, I would greatly appreciate it. And they can do it. Can you fuck off? Seriously? Why are you doing this? Like, and why is our cav division like a snail? Let's take the motorized divisions and let's move them along as well. And there we go. We just won the battle at Lvov, which is going to stand us in good stead. And are you all motorized? You are. Who's the slowest? We could... Yeah, let's take the Greater Deutschland and use them as a little bit of a mixing pot. Okay, we're not outpacing our fighter cover yet. Got Nauru. Yeah, and we are well and truly collapsing their front now. Now I can see that they've got a few reinforcements that have huddled into that marshland. And then let's try and close the gap if we can, because we can see that they've got, how many units is that? Probably 5 divisions, a little bit overextended here now. And bearing in mind that we've got easy support into this part of the world. This is pretty good. Right, so let's take you that way. Let's bring all of the panzers. Over like that. And yeah, von Foma, who's nearly there now. Some nice tankage, and let's keep this little old push going. And I'm seeing some cause for positivity because our divisions are about to push on over. I think, yeah, we can take these guys into position here, and there's Lvov taken. Take a panzer unit that way. Take the same motorized infantry, move them around. Okay, I get it. You want a piece of the Ruhr. Good on you. Like, I don't blame you. I would want a piece of it too. Can you go do it somewhere else? Like, what the fuck? Now, are any divisions in a realistic position to stand and actually fight? Because I'm going to argue that the majority of them are not in a good position to stand and fight. Okay, good. We'll take this. Now, you're meant to be moving quickly. The 30th is so slow. What is going on? Okay. So, first week, what have we figured out? Well, we figured out that the AI is in a whole heap of trouble because they could not resist this kind of attack for any length of time. So that stands us in really good stead because we can. Now, we haven't had to spread out too much yet. And the aim is to try and take Razanai. So I can see that there's a para division there that we're knocking back. Okay, and then that's a little encirclement. So, we've got 3 units there, further 6 here, further 10 there. We've probably got, so, 7? It's difficult to make out. I mean, call that 3. So, 4? Yeah, but more than that. Like, 15 divisions, maybe? If we're being brutal. Let's try and just... I want to try and seal like a gap around here if I can. Because we just want to make sure that they don't get in the marshes and lock down like they did last time. Because that was a problem. And we want to try and do an encirclement pretty much where we can across the front. When you eventually knock this out, so Minka, Lekchev, Von Foma is in an absolutely peak position to tidy up a few bits. Okay. So we've now got an encirclement and a twin attack penalty on here, so another 5 divisions caught in this part of the world. I've got to say, this is all come to plan. It's nice when things go to plan, you know, and we're not, like, scratching our heads. I'm not trying desperately to figure out why divisions are breaking and, you know, all the rest of the other usual shit that was happening in the last campaign. Like, it's very enjoyable when these things all work as intended. Okay, yeah, and we're not going to try and take Battle of Podolsky at the moment. We're going to... Don't you dare. And then you fine fuckers are going to do this. Airborne unit mixed support choice. Yeah, don't need that at the moment, but thank you, game. Right, let's pour a little bit on those there. Okay, and the speed of advance is actually quite shocking. I wasn't expecting it to quite go like this, to be honest with you. So yeah, a little bit surprised, but hey, we'll make it work. So we're about 1 week in, and we have pretty much set out our stall when it comes to what we want to do with regards to how we are forcing the issue, so to speak, in a couple of different spots. Let's get into Vilno, just so that we've got it. And I can see we've caught another 6 divisions there. And I do want to try, if I can, just to hold things in place a tiny bit. So we've got 4 there. We've got the start of a little encirclement over here in this part of the world. Because we can try and neck this up, and then that will be another few more divisions closed. And then we've got, yeah, Lesnar. Yeah, we've got a few divisions over here that we can try and close in on. And then I can see some more closing up there. So we've got 1 there. Let's see, 12 there. Another 15. 5, and then you add in 4, 7, 10, 14, so 15, right, so that's 40 odd divisions that we've got there. And we want all units to be reinforcing and improving That is what we want. Good. And then this is just putting the final kind of icing on the cake. And that looks like a nice solid victory there. Seeing a lot of divisions getting torn up a little bit in all of this, which is what I am wanting. We want to try, if we can, to do a little bit of work. Okay, this is good. See, the Chelm attack is coming along. And how about our reinforcement? So still under our monthly gain. So still very good. But at this point we'd already had some breaks in the other campaign, so this is what I like to see. This is much more kind of my bag. Especially when we're causing the amount of damage that we are to them. And let's try and push out with von Oven. Oh god, what a terrible name for a German commander. Jesus Christ, that's a bad name. Oh, no. That cannot be real. I refuse to believe it. Right. Okay. And where's that counterattack happening? Aha! So some Italians, some Swedish, the Free Corps Denmark, Army, the future of the Soviet state, Daizio, and lovely. We've got pretty much everyone. And Soviet forces. So we will go for moderate terms on that one. Soviet industry will go for moderate on that one. Like, I don't want to go crazy on this. Like, I don't want to completely incapacitate this. Now, airborne armor, sure. And airborne engineers. That'll be the two best ones. Okay, that is good. That's a nice little mix we got there. And how can you be so bad? How can they be so bad? Oh, Jesus. Terrible militia. Absolutely terrible. How in the fuck? Seriously. I'm in awe. I really am of how bad they are. I'm actually impressed. Right, So I can see that they're moving off slowly but surely. We need to kind of, as I say, get things opened up so that our allies can move their units back. See that there's a bit of an attack on Pinsk, and I think I'm going to call it an episode here, everyone. So we've pulled off a rather large encirclement down here. We haven't pulled off quite as much of a large one in this part of the world, but we have caught a lot of divisions, and our aim with these units will be now to try and push a little bit, and if we can, surround all of these units over here. And kind of get them taken out. If we can do that, then we'll have done a pretty decent job. We'll have hopefully closed off another pocket here with another kind of 11 or so divisions. And I can see that we've managed to get ourselves another 9 divisions here, which is quite something. So there are a few little pocket encirclement type things going on here, and a few more in the center and stuff that we can call upon. So, yeah, I'm going to call it an episode here. Thank you very much for watching, and look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3. Thanks again. Bye-bye.